Welcome to Applied Logics. In this video, we will see how we can find second largest number in an array. For example, if you have one input array with three elements like 5, 3 and 1, in this case, you should get 3 as the output. Let's take one more example. If you get an input array of 5 elements like 10, 20, 40, 50 and 30, in that case, your program should return 40 as the output. So let's get started. Okay, I'm creating a solution file over here, solution.java file over here, public class solution. Cool. Let's add main method to it, public static void main. Let's add input parameters like string array, string args to it. Okay, now here let's create one array, input array. I will call it as a values, and I will initialize it with our first example, that is 5, 3 and 1. Okay, then I will call one variable as a result equal to get. So I am going to create this method, that is get second largest element, and I will pass values array to it. Okay, and I'm going to display the result with system.out.printed new line result, result. you you can add some explanatory text like second second largest element is and then the value. Okay, now let's go ahead and create the method second largest element. Okay, it will be a public static method for me as we are returning the element out of it, and it is integer. I'll be keeping int as the return type for the method, and of course name would be get second largest element, and it should accept array as the input. Okay, cool. Let's define couple of variables, like first one would be the largest, and let me initialize it with the first array variable. Instead, let's do it in this way, integer dot mean value. So this is the minimum value for any integer. Okay, so similarly I will call something like a second largest, which is also, I will initialize it with integer dot mean value. Okay, cool. Now as we have to find out the second largest, okay, we need to traverse the entire array, and we know that for traversal we have to go with the for loop. So I will quickly initialize a for loop like integer I equals to 0, I less than the number of elements I have, that is array dot length, and I will increment the pointer by 1, that is the index by 1. Okay, now the first check you have to make, like the current element. Okay, so let me declare one integer, that is current element, which is equals to input of I. So the current element variable will hold the value of the element from the array. So let's say if I is pointing to 0th index, the current element will hold 5. If it is pointing to first index, it will hold 3, and if it points to 2, then it will hold 1 as the value. Now here we will make the comparison. We will take if the current element is greater than our largest element. If that is the case, what does that mean? The element which is at given index is greater than our previous largest. So in that case, we have to update our largest. Okay, so we will update largest by current element. Now, else if we need to see for the second largest. Okay, and also once we update the largest, we have to update our second largest by largest element. So this was our last largest element, right? So it will become a second largest now. Okay, and the current element which is larger than our previous largest element, so it will become the largest of all at this moment, right? Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and see what we can add into the else if loop. Now inside a else if loop, we need to check whether the current element is greater than the second largest, but not from the largest element. So it should be between largest and second largest. In that case, we need to update only second largest element. For example, if we receive something like let's say we have 5 as a largest and 2 as a second largest, and if we receive 3 as an element, so in that case the 3 lies between largest and second largest, right? So we should not update largest in that case. We should update only second largest in that case. So we need to add that condition over here. So how we can add that? So it will be like if the current element is greater than my second largest element. Okay. And the current element is less than my largest element. Correct. So in this way, taking my previous example, if we receive 3 and second largest is a 2 and largest is a 5, in that case this condition will hold true, right? Because the 3 lies between 5 and 2. Okay, so we will go inside this if construct and we'll update the second largest element with the current element. Okay, and at the end of the loop we need to return second largest element. Let's go ahead and run this code. Okay, so let me compile the code quickly, like solution.java. Okay, let let's run and see. Yes, second largest element is 3. Let's go back and see if this is what we were expecting. Yes, let's update these values to our second example, like 10, 20, 40, 50 and 30. Now let's see. So let me compile it one more time. And yeah, so once we run, we got the output as the second largest element is 40. Now go back to the code and see, yes, 50 is the largest, second largest element is the 40. Yeah, so this is the function which will help you to get the second largest element. This get second largest element method will hold true in all input scenarios. Okay, I have seen most of the well-known website over the internet. They are providing a solution which works only in some cases. Okay, if you pass a different set of input to them, then in that case these methods might fail. Okay, so I have created this method considering all the corner cases for getting the second largest element. I hope this will help you. Thank you.